Hello friends, I am Dr. Shalini Maksane, Assistant Professor in Department of Biochemistry, St. GS Medical College and KM Hospital, Mumbai. In this particular session, we will discuss another water-soluble vitamin, that is biotin. It is also known as vitamin H, vitamin B7 or anti-egg white injury factor. Now, structure of biotin. Biotin is made up of an imidazole ring fused with a thiophene ring, which is having valeric acid side chain. So there is a imidazole ring and there is a thiophene ring. Both rings are fused, and to the thiophene ring there is one valeric acid side chain. The vitamin is bound to proteins, which can be dietary or intracellular enzymatic protein. This biotin structure is always present in bound form to protein, whether it is dietary or intracellular enzyme protein. The carboxyl group of biotin side chain forms an amide linkage with nitrogen of a lysine residue in the apoenzyme. Biotin act as a prosthetic group in carboxylation reaction. Prosthetic group means it is a group which is a non-protein molecule tightly attached to enzyme by any linkage like covalent or non-covalent forces, and it help enzyme in substrate binding or it act as a catalyst. Carbon dioxide binds to the nitrogen atom of imidazole ring during carboxylation reaction. So what you need to remember is that it have one imidazole ring, one thiophene ring, both rings are fused, and it have a valeric acid side chain which is having carboxylic group. And important to remember is that biotin is always present bound to protein, whether it is dietary protein or enzymatic protein. Now, dietary sources of biotin. Good sources of biotin includes liver, kidney, pancreas, eggs, yeast and milk. Cereal, grains, fruits, vegetables and meat are poor sources of biotin. It can also be synthesized by intestinal flora. And in diet, it is always bound to protein. Now, what are the various forms of biotin? So, biotin is present in three forms. First is only biotin, second is biositin, and third is carboxybiositin. Biotin means only biotin. It is present. It is produced during digestion of dietary proteins which have biotin, and it is a transport form of vitamin B7. And it is not an active form which take part in carboxylation reaction. Second one is biositin. Biositin means biotin plus lysine. This lysine can be present either in dietary protein or in apoenzyme. So if it is dietary protein lysine, that means this form is present in or produced during digestion of food. And if this lysine is of apoenzyme, that means this biositin can also be present in target cell where carboxylation reactions take place. And this is intermediate apoenzyme form which take part in carboxylation reaction. Now third one is carboxybiositin, means biotin plus lysine of apoenzyme plus carbon dioxide. This is the active holoenzyme form which is produced in target cell during carboxylation reaction. So these all three are forms of biotin. Now, how vitamin B7 is absorbed in our intestine and how it is circulated and transported to target cell. So in dietary sources, biotin is attached with dietary proteins. When this protein-bound biotin enters into gastrointestinal tract, gastrointestinal enzymes start acting on proteins and causes proteolysis. After proteolysis, biotin is now attached to peptides, which is called biotinyl peptides. So, after of proteolytic enzymes on protein bound biotin, what is formed? Biotinyl peptides are formed. Now it is called biotinyl peptides where biotin can be attached with peptides by different amino acid groups. If that group is lysine residue of peptide, it is known as biositin, that I have already mentioned to you. Biositin peptide cannot be further hydrolyzed by intestinal enzymes, while other biotinyl peptides are further hydrolyzed by intestinal biotinidase enzyme, which causes formation of free biotin. Now this free biotin along with biositin get absorbed by intestinal mucosa cell with the help of multivitamin transporters present on mucosa cell membrane. From mucosa cell, biotin and biositin both are released into circulation. Now biotin can directly go into target cells, while biositin is converted into biotin by plasma enzyme biositinase. So in plasma there is one enzyme biositinase which hydrolyzes biositin into biotin. Now this biotin can be further utilized by target cells. In target cells, biotin is localized in cytoplasm and mitochondria, both, where it attaches with carboxylases. Extra amount of biotin is excreted in the form of various metabolites. Avidin protein, which is present in raw egg, binds tightly with biotin and prevent its absorption. So consumption of raw egg can cause biotin deficiency. Avidin is heat labile and boiling of egg will neutralize the inhibitory effect of avidin. So this is how vitamin B7 is absorbed and transported. Now this slide depicts how biotin take part in carboxylation reactions. In earlier section we have discussed that in target cell biotin is bound to enzyme carboxylases which can be present either in cytosol or in mitochondria. So here you can see that this blue structure is carboxylase enzyme and this red structure is biotin, and you can see that amide linkage between biotin and apoenzyme, and to apoenzyme it is bound with lysyl residue. This is called biositin. Okay. So now what happens? In step 1, carbon dioxide group is added to apocarboxylase enzyme with the help of enzyme holocarboxylase synthetase. It is an energy dependent reaction. So 1 ATP is utilized for this reaction. Now holocarboxylase enzyme, that is 1N-carboxybiositin is formed, which is the functional carboxylase enzyme. Now in second step, holocarboxylase enzyme adds on substrate, which are pyruvate, acetyl coenzyme A, propionyl coenzyme A and methylcrotonyl coenzyme A, and transfers carboxyl group to these substrates, and it itself get converted into apoenzyme biositin again. This is how biotin mediate carboxylation reactions. Okay, so what is important to remember here is that during carboxylation reaction, carbon dioxide does not bind directly to protein or substrate. First it binds to biotin present in apoenzyme, then this holoenzyme carboxybiositin transport carbon dioxide to substrate, and the binding of carbon dioxide to apoenzyme is an energy dependent reaction. 1 ATP is utilized here. Okay. 4 enzymes which take part in carboxylation reaction and require biotin. These 4 enzymes are: first acetyl coenzyme A carboxylase, second beta methylcrotonyl coenzyme A carboxylase, third is propionyl coenzyme A carboxylase, and fourth is pyruvate carboxylase. So you need to remember these name of these 4 enzymes which are biotin dependent. And out of these 4 enzymes, only one enzyme is present in cytosol, that is acetyl coenzyme A carboxylase, and this reaction takes place during fatty acid synthesis. Second one is all other 3 enzymes are mitochondrial enzyme and which take part in which this reaction takes place in various pathways, metabolic pathways. Second is beta methylcrotonyl coenzyme carboxylase. This is produced during this reaction takes place during leucine catabolism, while propionyl coenzyme carboxylase, this is produced during odd chain fatty acid catabolism or during catabolism of some branch chain amino acids like valine, leucine, isoleucine, threonine. They produce propionyl coenzyme A, which is carboxylated to methylmalonyl coenzyme A, and then it is converted into succinyl coenzyme A, which enter into TCA cycle. Fourth enzyme is pyruvate carboxylase. It provides oxaloacetate, which is an intermediate of TCA cycle and a substrate for gluconeogenesis. So you need to remember name of 4 enzymes, their location and in which pathway they are utilized. This is the first reaction which need biotin, and this reaction takes place during fatty acid synthesis. So here you can see this is acetyl coenzyme A and this is biotinyl biocitinol. So first what happens, carbon dioxide attached to apo enzyme which is attached to biotin. So this is carboxy biocitin, and now this carboxy biocitin react with substrate acetyl coenzyme A to produce malonyl coenzyme A. And for conversion of apoprotein biocitin into carboxy biocitin, ATP is utilized. So this is the first reaction. Now this is second reaction which require biotin as a coenzyme. During catabolism of amino acid leucine, an intermediate is formed, that is beta methylcrotonyl coenzyme A. This is further catalyzed into beta methyl glutathione coenzyme A with the help of biotin. So the same in the same manner which we have discussed earlier, holoenzyme beta methylcrotonyl coenzyme A carboxylase causes carboxylation of beta methylcrotonyl coenzyme A and form beta methyl glutathione coenzyme A, which is further converted into acetyl coenzyme A during catabolism. This is the third biotin dependent reaction where propionyl coenzyme A, which can be produced during odd chain fatty acid catabolism and some branch chain amino acid catabolism. This propionyl coenzyme A converted into D-methylmalonyl coenzyme A by the help of enzyme propionyl coenzyme A carboxylase. This D-methylmalonyl coenzyme A is further converted into succinyl coenzyme A, which is a B12 dependent reaction that we have discussed during B12 metabolism. This succinyl coenzyme A now enter into TCA cycle, which is where it is utilized for energy production. Fourth biotin dependent reaction is the conversion of pyruvate to oxaloacetate, where pyruvate is carboxylated to oxaloacetate. This oxaloacetate can be used in TCA cycle or for gluconeogenesis. Although biotin deficiency is uncommon because it is widespread in food and it is also produced by intestinal flora, but in some condition biotin deficiency can occur, like if there is prolonged consumption of raw egg white, where protein avidin which is present in raw egg can inhibit the absorption of biotin in intestine, and if there is genetic deficiency of biotitinase enzyme. As you know that this biotitinase enzyme required for hydrolysis of biotinyl peptides into biotin or In plasma, it requires for biocytin, for conversion of biocytin into biotin, because by target cell only biotin can be taken. So in biotinidase enzyme deficiency, there will be deficiency of biotin. And if there is prolonged use of antibacterial drugs which can destroy intestinal flora and can cause biotin deficiency, or if there is any other cause which can destroy the intestinal flora. Now, what are the deficiency manifestations of biotin deficiency? So, in biotin deficiency, there various symptoms can appear like dermatitis, atrophic glossitis, hyperesthesia. Means there is abnormally increased sensitivity to various stimuli. These stimuli can be like there can be increased sensitivity to taste or to feel or touch. This stimuli can be any stimuli. Now there can be muscle pain, there can be anorexia, nausea, hallucination and pallor. Means the skin appear pale. And there can be split nails, which is a sign, which can be the sign of biotin deficiency. Now, recommended dietary allowance of biotin for adult male or female, it is 30 microgram per day, and during lactation the requirement increases to 35 microgram per day. If vitamin B7 biotin is taken in larger doses, no toxicity is observed. If biotin is taken around 300 times of normal dietary intake, still there is no toxicity observed. Okay. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it.